The cryptocurrency industry notched two major victories last year when several fund issuers secured long-awaited approvals to offer spot Bitcoin exchange-traded funds and their Ethereum-based counterparts in the US, but that doesn't mean issuers are ready to rest on their laurels just yet. In recent months, fund managers have proposed new investment offerings directly tracking the prices of a variety of cryptocurrencies: Dogecoin, XRP, Solana, and even Donald Trump's meme coin. Here are the various crypto-based ETFs that could soon be offered in the United States, and a look at the high-profile filings so far for each asset. Solana. Spot Solana exchange-traded funds are one potential alternative to Bitcoin and Ethereum ETFs that could begin trading in the US this year or next. The proposed funds, which include the VanEck Solana Trust, 21 Shares Core Solana ETF, Canary Solana ETF, and Bitwise Solana ETF, would directly track the price of the fourth largest cryptocurrency by market capitalization. Meanwhile, a handful of proposed Solana futures ETFs such as the ProShares Short Solana, ProShares 2x Solana, and VolShares Solana ETF would enable investors to make more complex bets on Solana's price movements. However, both spot and futures Solana ETFs will likely not begin trading in the US until 2026. According to Bloomberg analyst James Sifford, that's because the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission still has to assess a batch of spot Solana ETF applications. The SEC typically takes between 240 and 260 days to make decisions on applications. But ongoing litigation over whether Solana is or isn't a security could prolong that process for several would-be Solana ETFs. Nevertheless, if and when spot Solana ETFs are approved, the investor dollars they attract could be massive. JP Morgan analysts predict Solana ETFs could collectively bring in between $4 and $8 billion in investments. Dogecoin. A few issuers have signaled that they plan to offer spot Dogecoin ETFs following a wave of political events that slingshotted the Shiba Inu-inspired meme coin to three-year high price of 48 cents in December. Exchange-traded fund provider Rex Shares applied in January to launch the Rex Osprey Doge ETF, the company's filing with federal regulators shows. Meanwhile, Bitwise Asset Management has registered a Dogecoin ETF entity in Delaware, a major step towards applying for permission to launch an exchange-traded fund based on Elon Musk's beloved cryptocurrency. But Bitwise still needs to file a comprehensive application with the SEC before any potential fund could come to market. Analysts are bullish that it won't take long for Dogecoin ETFs to hit the market. However, Bloomberg senior ETF analyst Eric Balchunas said this week that a spot Dogecoin ETF could theoretically launch as early as April, thanks to a rule that enables federal regulators to weigh in on investment offering proposals within an expedited 75-day timeframe, rather than the typical review period of 8 to 9 months. XRP funds created around the Ripple-linked XRP such as the Rex Osprey XRP ETF, Canary XRP ETF and, if XRP ETFs are approved, then the funds could collectively bring in between $3 and $6 billion in investments, according to a recent estimate from JP Morgan analysts. Beyond spot XRP ETFs, XRP futures-based exchange-traded funds such as the ProShares Short XRP and ProShares 2x XRP are also up for consideration in the US. The former would allow investors to short XRP, while the latter would enable investors to make leveraged bets on the cryptocurrency's future price movements. HBAR, Canary Capital filed for the first HBAR ETF last November. HBAR is the native cryptocurrency of the Hedera network. In an X post in December, Bloomberg analyst Eric Balchunas expressed optimism about a spot HBAR ETF's odds of receiving approval in the US, saying that such a fund could launch before its higher-profile Solana and XRP-based counterparts. Despite that, it remains unclear whether there is sufficient investor demand for such a fund, he said. A rash of Litecoin-based ETF applications have been filed following President Donald Trump's inauguration this week, as the chilly crypto regulatory environment shows signs of thawing. CoinShares filed 2 registration statements for a CoinShares Litecoin ETF and CoinShares XRP ETF, while the New York Stock Exchange signaled that Grayscale is trying to convert its existing Litecoin trust into an ETF. The new filings come roughly 2 months after Canary Capital filed for its own Litecoin ETF, and days after Canary submitted an amendment to its application for the fund. Litecoin is a peer-to-peer cryptocurrency created to improve verification time for blockchain transactions. Much like its spot HBAR ETF counterpart, Canary Capital's Litecoin ETF is likely to get approved before Dogecoin, XRP, and Solana-based funds, according to Bloomberg analyst Eric Balchunas. That's because Litecoin's regulatory status is less disputed than that of other altcoins such as Solana, which remain at the center of a legal battle between the second major crypto industry players, according to Balchunas. Bonk, Trump, and Beyond Rex shares filed with federal regulators in January to launch spot Trump and Bonk-based ETFs, respectively. The proposed funds form part of a growing list of meme coin-based investment products spun up by issuers, who are apparently eager to capitalize on investors' growing interest in the digital assets market amid the latest crypto bull run. Bloomberg analysts predict that Trump and other meme coin-based ETFs could begin trading as soon as April, that is, if issuers' proposals undergo and pass an expedited review process with federal regulators.